In 2019, January
Mm.
3rd,
Mm.
I got a lift to Nairobi. My cousin was coming to Nairobi. So I told him, you give me a lift, let me go to Nairobi, at least pick some things as I wait for the other things to be brought. So I just decided to come, and I didn't tell my husband that I was coming to Nairobi.
So you actually wanted to come and
Sup- Surprise him.
him unaware.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So when I reached the house, oh my God,
yeah.
I found I found my house full. Yeah, so when I found these things, I was wondering whose things are these? Like, first I just thought that maybe he bought some things so that when he's sending me the whole household things, um, he could send them together. Ha. Going to the kitchen, I found utensils there used.
Mm.
So my antennas got raised. So I was like, whose things could this be? I've not been told that there is somebody who moved in here.
You had the key to the house, so you.
Yeah, I had my keys, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had his.
Mm.
He had not changed the padlock.
Mm.
Yeah, so I moved to the bedroom. Fortunate enough, I was there with my cousin.
Mm.
Yeah, the one who gave me lift. So fortunate enough, I went to I went to my bedroom.
Mm.
Hey, on reaching there, I found three suitcases with clothes inside.
Mm.
Now, what got me so mad?
Mm.
There was a pant hanged on the bed. You know, the head side up there. A lady's pant hanged there. Meaning, this lady took a shower and hanged the pant there.
Where is your child at that particular
They
time?
were in the village. I left them in the
Or
village.
you had gone with both the children?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I wondered who could do this. You know, I've never hanged my pant on on the bed there, and he had never done that. So I was like, who is this? So at that time, I just called him.
Mm.
I asked him, "Where are you?" He told me that he had gone to work. I told him, "I'm here at home. I'm waiting for you, and I found some things here. I would like to know the owner." So he told me, you know what, just wait for me. I'll come, I'll explain everything tomorrow when I come from work. Then now I just decided to open the suitcases and check what was inside there. So I checked, I found some documents there. I read the name, so I know, I knew, okay, so this is the owner of these things. Mm. So I could not even sleep that night. I just wanted him
Mm.
to come and explain to me why.
Mm.
Then I went, I asked my neighbor. There was a lady there I was so much fond of. So I asked her if she had seen a lady in my house and for how long was the lady there. Then she told me, yeah, there is a lady who normally comes here. Sometimes she spends here, sometimes she's not here. You know, I said, okay. So I waited. The following morning, he came. He told me that he had just given a colleague of his some accommodation because that lady got a job to, I don't know, serve or something outside Nairobi. So she didn't have anywhere to take her things because she wanted to relocate. So he was just storing the things for her. And I asked him, if you are just storing things for her, what was her pant doing on my bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know, you are a lady. You're just looking for something to
Mm.
tie him so
Yeah.
tight. Yeah, so I
Mm.
based my argument on that.
Mm.
Then he also raised his voice on me. Then I told him I want to meet the lady. He called the lady, she came.
Mm.
I asked both of them why they didn't consult me before she could bring her things in my house.
Mm.
And my husband said that he didn't see a need in that since I was at home. And he was going to remove the things from that house and he was to relocate. So he didn't see the need of informing me. I got so mad. I chased that woman away. Yeah, and we remained arguing in the house. It was not easy, it was a tough one.
Mm.
Yeah, and I just decided that now I was not going to stay at home with his mother.
Now you change your mind, you're coming
I
back.
changed, yes, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
So I traveled that evening. I
Mm.
went home. In the morning, I prepared my children. I
You
got
came back.
into the bus at night. I came back.
Yeah.
So I told him that we are not going to move out. We are going to stay here.
Mm.
I'm not going anywhere.
Mm.
So he argued with me. He told me that even this lady that you are fighting, she's the one who has been paying our rent. And
Yeah.
paying our rent?
Yeah.
How? How can a woman pay our rent?
Mm.
And yeah, don't despise this woman. She has been paying our rent. And, okay, that thing touched me a lot.
Mm.
So it's true that you are lovers. Because how can a woman pay for your rent?
Mm.
What have you been doing with your money? When we do our house budget every month, we normally separate that rent,
Mm.
put it aside. So where has that money been going to?
Mm.
So it was a whole argument that could not end. So there was a lot of disagreements in the house, a lot of quarreling every day. Ah, I left. I left the bedroom. I started living my life in the sitting room.
Mm.
Yeah, because now we could not live as a husband and wife. Yeah, so I lived in the sitting room that January, February, March, April. Yeah, part of April.
Mm.
Yeah. So another argument, another war came. Now a very bad one.
Mm.
Now in the month of March, my sister, my younger sibling, gave birth.
Mm.
So I've been taking myself as their mother.
Mm.
So I thought that I should be helping her with the at least try to show her what to do with the baby, just helping her.
Mm.
So I could go to her house every evening. Now, my husband was not happy about that.
Mm.
That every evening I'm not at home every evening, but I could go from around 4 to around 8 p.m.
Mm.
because now he used to leave home at 4, going to work, coming the following morning, or sometimes he could leave at 1 and comes at 11 p.m.
Mm.
So, he used to argue that I'm not at home. I go take a lot of time with my sister, yet he's not even there at home.
Mm.
Again, we are not in good terms. We are not talking. So I
Mm.
just left him to talk. It was displeasing to him.
Mm.
So um, I just said, because we are not in good terms, I will not stop doing what I should be doing for my sister.
Mm.
Yeah, so around April there was one night when he came home, he didn't find me at home.
Mm.
It was around 9 p.m. I was
9
still with my
p.m. you are
sister.
not at home.
Yeah, I was still not at home. I was with my sister. My house had just become so uh like I could not find a home in my home. You
So you
understand
were
what I
looking for a home in your sister's place. Was your sister's place near your place?
Yeah, it was near.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was just in the same locality.
And
So I
why
could go
did
there.
you decide that you continue staying in a house which no longer gave you any peace or joy?
You know, in marriage, you cannot just say that because we had some arguments, I'm just walking out.
Yeah. Like,
It's,
are you still married? Because you say you had moved out of the bedroom, you are now in the sitting room, and looks like the
marriage,
house was toxic.
yeah, it was very toxic, but we were just married by the name, but not how marriage
How are
should
your
be.
children at that time?
Um,
Don't you think they were being affected by this relationship?
they were, and especially now the bigger one,
Yeah.
my daughter. Yeah, she
Mm,
could see the arguments, and she could cry
mm.
about them. Yeah, so
And,
it was not a very conducive environment for
both of
them.
you did not care about your children's psychological situation.
Um, it went out of hand.
Okay, so then, yeah, continue.
Yeah, so this evening he came home. He found me. I was not at home, so he called me. Where are you? Told him I'm still with my sister. Actually, he didn't even call me.
Mm,
He called my sister,
mm,
and I picked the phone.
mm,
So he asked, "Where are you?" I told him I'm still with my sister. So he said, "I'm at the door. I forgot my key. Come and open for me the door."
mm,
So I took the kids, I took the motorbike, I went very quickly to the house, and I prepared a meal for him. He ate.
You found him
And
outside of the door.
no, he had left now the apartment. He went to stay near some shops around there.
Mm,
Yeah. So after taking dinner, for us, we had taken dinner at our sister's, at
yeah.
my sister's place.
Mm,
With him, he was not even, by the way, he was not supposed to, I didn't know he was coming home that day
mm,
because he had gone for some trainings. Yeah, so he was to stay there for 3 weeks.
mm,
But then he just decided to come without informing me. Yeah. So I had not left some food in the house. That's why I had to prepare food that night.
mm,
Yeah, so after taking dinner, I went to sleep. I went to sleep on my couch.
mm,
Then now, later when I had slept, he came calling me to go join him.
mm,
I told him, no, this cannot happen because we have not solved anything with you.
mm,
We have to sit down and talk. And he was like, no, you just come.
mm,
What he was calling me for. I said, no, 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 no. This will not happen today.
mm,
We have to talk. We have to square things.
mm,
We have to make things right before anything can happen.
mm,
Like 3 times, he came begging for me and I refused. Then
mm,
now
mm,
he left. He went to sleep. And now my alarm rang at around 4 a.m.
mm.
Then he came. I just snoozed it, then went back to sleep. A few minutes later, somebody hit me so hard,
Mm.
so hard. Then I stood up screaming, calling his name, running towards the bedroom side.
Mm.
So I thought that probably we didn't close the door and maybe some goons had broken in or something.
Mm.
So I started running towards the bedroom side, calling his name, come and save me. Then I saw him standing at the door, entrance to bedroom.
Mm.
And I asked him, "What happened?" And he hit me immediately.
Where are the children at this time?
They were sleeping.
So even when you
My
screamed,
daughter, my daughter was in a baby cot. There was a baby cot in the sitting room there,
mm,
and our son was sleeping with him in
mm,
the bedroom.
mm,
Yeah. So this girl woke up. When I screamed, she woke up. And when this guy hit me for the second time, I screamed louder. Now, I was like, why are you hitting me? So you're the one who hit me, not somebody from outside. Like, I'm running to you to save me, but you are the one hitting me. Huh? Then I screamed louder, and my daughter started screaming again. Huh? Like, oh, daddy, why are you beating mom? And this when he hit me for the second time, I tried to move behind while screaming. Then he came and hit me on my nose, and I fell down. Then he came on top of me, held my head, and started hitting it down. Then now my daughter could scream, cry, stop beating mommy, stop beating mommy. It was so ugly. But the son was just sleeping. The younger baby was sleeping. He didn't wake up to see what was happening. So immediately I took the phone. I called my uncle. Unfortunately, he died. May his soul rest in peace. So I called this uncle of mine. I told him, uncle, I'm being killed in the house. This man is hitting me. Please come and save me. He was just around there where we used to live. So when he heard that, he took his bag and left at 4 a.m. Yeah, so he left. Then a few minutes later, my uncle called me again. Where is he? Is he still around? Can I talk with him? And I told him he had left. Then he said, okay, let the morning come. You'll come at the police station. You'll tell me what happened. Yeah, so he got lost for about 1 week. He could not be reached on phone. Then now when he came back online, he just sent me a message. He told me, let's meet uh, in your home, now in the village, referring to the village. Let's meet there for the talk that you wanted. Yeah. So we went home. After that week, we went home with him. He came with his brother,
You traveled
not
together.
biological.
You traveled
Yes.
together.
No, we didn't travel together.
Mm.
I just traveled on my own.
And he came.
Yeah, so I went with the babies,
Yeah.
all of them.
Mm.
I took them to my grandmother's place. Then I went to my home now, my dad's home. Yeah, so they came, three of them. My people were there. People talked. They tried to get to know where the problem was. He was asked to say what was the problem, the main issues. He could just fumble with words. He was not saying anything constructive. Yeah, now I didn't get the chance to speak because when they came, the lady they came with told the congregation there that you are going to speak one at a time. Betty will start. Tell us everything, tell us anything that you can say. However painful, however bad it is, this guy is going to keep quiet. He will not talk until you are done. That's when he will speak. So speak out everything. And when it is his time to speak, whether he says lies, anything, whatever ugly it will look like, you will have to remain silent. I said, okay, if that is your condition, let him start talking. Then he started talking. He started talking. But then, whatever he was saying were things out of context. My people had to chase him away because they are not things related to marriage.
So your people chased him away
Yeah, he was chased away.
with the people he
Like
came with.
when when you are married,
Yeah,
you confide in someone.
yeah,
You open up about your life to
yeah.
someone. So I had shared with him that my mom
Mm,
gave birth to me
yeah,
before marriage.
mm,
And maybe one day I would like to meet my dad.
yeah,
I don't know where he is. I don't know his whereabouts. I don't know anything about him.
mm.
My mom died before telling me anything about my biological dad.
So you
So
actually do not know about your dad at all.
I don't know anything about him.
Mm.
So I had
May I
shared this
digress a
with him.
little? Your mom and dad, were they friends or were they boyfriend, girlfriend when they conceived you?
Yeah,
They were.
yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Back to the.
So I had shared this with him. I told him,
Mm,
I would really love to know anything concerning my dad.
yeah.
Even if he's dead, I
Mm,
would just love to see his grave.
mm,
You know, just telling somebody these things. So at home, these
mm,
are the things he went to say that you guys, you don't know Betty. You don't
mm.
know Betty. I'm the one who has lived with her. I know her. You think that her heart is here. She's not here with you. Betty told me that you are not his father. You are not her father. She's looking for her father, and this has been her dream. She keeps telling me this. And
So you went to report you to your stepfather.
people were shocked. The meeting just ended there.
How did your stepfather take this?
No, he was just calm.
Mm.
He didn't even talk. Actually, it's his elder brother that stood up,
Mm,
asked him, "You mean this is why you quarrel in your house? This is why you fight? This is why you beat our daughter in the
mm,
house?
mm.
Because this is not her father. That is why you beat her. And that is why we are here to listen to this nonsense. Stand up and leave."
So he
The
stood up
meeting
and
had to
left.
end. There was nothing talked about.
Uh, did you
So
give
he
him food?
left. Yeah, first we gave them food. They ate
Uh,
properly. Yeah.
okay. So after they went,
Yes, after they went, I expected him to send me some transport as he had promised earlier that
mm,
he would give me transport back to Nairobi, but he didn't. So I was left there
mm,
with my children at home. So my dad, my people just talked to me. They told me, when you go back to Nairobi,
mm,
don't raise any argument again with him.
mm,
See what you can, how you can resolve the issue. So before he left, he told my people, actually, he started by saying that we've not been living well, but he would like that when we come back to Nairobi,
mm,
we go on our separate ways for about 2 to 3 months to allow him look for a house, a new house, because we had fought in that house, so we could not go back to live there. So he requested that I'll be living alone. He'll be living alone for 2 to 3 months.
mm,
Yeah. Then now it's when he brought the issue about my dad before he was chased away. So
mm,
when we came back to Nairobi, I just went to the house. I found him there. I asked him what I could carry from the house.
mm,
He told me, you just carry anything you want. Leave whatever you want to leave. Makyu, before we went home for that discussion,
mm,
there was a day he took my clothes, all my clothes,
mm,
anything that belonged to me,
mm,
um, any clothing that belonged to me, he took and went and threw at my sister's apartment.
mm,
Then he just called her and told her, come pick your sister's things.
mm,
Then he left. So when I came back to Nairobi, I just went to pick the kids' clothes. clothings, and a few utensils because now I was going to live with the babies. I had to cook for them. And so that's how it it went. So after 1 month, I got a house, started living there. Meanwhile, when I left his house, now I went to stay with my sister
Mm.
for it was about some 2 weeks. Then I got my house.
Mm.
I moved in. Now within those 2 weeks, this guy had married.
Yeah.
Within those 2 weeks,
He brought somebody else in the house.
no, he moved out. 3 days after I had removed whatever I could remove in the house,
Yeah.
he moved out.
Mm.
So I used to call him on a daily basis, telling him, oh, you know what, just checking on him. I don't know the stupidity in us, but I used to call him. Now, after those 2 weeks, I had brought now the children from the village. I just looked for money, went for them, and brought them. Now,
Mm.
the third week, now when I called him the third week, our son was sick, so I told him
Mm.
buy some medicine for the baby,
Mm.
and he brought me the medicine. So I could call him, can you talk to the babies, blah blah blah. So there was a day I called him. I told him,
Mm.
I want the toaster, the bread toaster.
Mm.
He promised to bring it. So when I called at the time he told me to call so that we could meet and pick it, a
Mm.
lady picked up my call.
Mm.
She asked me, "Why are you calling so and so?" I told her, "Is it wrong? And what are you doing with his phone?" Then she told me, "You guys are separated. This is my husband. I don't want you to call him again." Yeah, so when this lady told me that I should not call her husband,
Mm.
I was so surprised. The third week after we came from home,
She picked and told you not to call her husband.
not to call her husband.
Mm.
Hmm? You are separated already. Why
And
are you
this is
calling
not
my
one of
husband?
those previous ladies that you had.
A different one. This is a different one.
Mm.
So I told her, okay, if he's your husband,
Mm.
that's okay. But please let him know
Mm.
that I want some medicine from him. Either he should buy the medicine and bring,
Mm.
or send me the money to buy the medicine.
Mm.
Then I hung up.
Mm.
I called a few minutes later.
Mm.
There was no response. Then I sent him a message.
Mm.
What is this? What is this? I
Mm.
called your number. A lady picked up and said that she's your wife.
Mm.
What's going on? Then he told me that in a message he wrote to me and told me that that's it.
Mm.
Just as she has told you, I'm married now. I moved on with my life. You can as well move on with your life. I'll
Mm.
not tie you. I'll not do anything. I'll not spoil your marriage. You just carry on with your life.
Mm.
Just like that. Then a few days later, he called me. He said that I should go for some shopping.
Mm.
Then I went, I met him. He came with the lady at the supermarket.
Mm.
He introduced me to his newly married woman.
Ah.
Yeah. So he said that he wanted us to know each other so that when the baby is born, all the babies can bond. When he came with that lady,
Eh.
the pregnancy could be seen. She
Eh.
was already pregnant. That was the most amazing part of it.
Eh.
Mm. Now, that was now in the fourth week.
Mm.
So, you mean 1 month this lady has conceived that even her stomach has shoot out?
Mm.
I could not understand that bit part of it, but I said, okay, maybe I was fighting the other lady, and that was just used to cover up so many things. Yeah, so I didn't fight them. I just let them be. They got a baby. They're still married. Yeah, so that's how that marriage just ended. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I had to move on with my life also, the bitterness. Although I didn't fight back, I didn't follow them, I stopped calling for some time, but I could call sometime just to give him the babies to talk with, because I told him the differences between you and me, let our differences not cause you to stay away from your children. I told him, even if you're with that lady, make sure that you pick your children, stay with them maybe over the weekend, holiday, just get in touch with them, be calling them. But it's like I was forcing him. He refused that. I could call him, and then one time he just told me, you put yourself in my shoe. If you were married and I call you this frequent, and it was not very frequent, just once a week, on a weekend. Then he asked me, put yourself in my shoe. If you are married and then I start calling you, telling you that I want to speak with my children, how will your husband feel? He will feel so bad. That's the same thing. My wife is feeling so bad that you keep calling me. Why can't you stop calling me? And I said, what time do I call you? During the day. What do I normally call you for? I don't even talk. I just call. When you pick the call, it's the children who normally speak with you. Is it so bad to speak with your children? And he told me, now, if you want me to be speaking with those children, you choose two things. You either give me those children and you forget about them completely. Never call my number, never look for them. You should not even want to be near them. Or you stay with those children and you put me out of your life completely. Then I told him, okay, if you can forget about your children, then you forget about them. For me, I can never be away from my children. I choose to remain with them. To date, he has never called.